Hello everyone, so yeah, I've been really bad. You've probably noticed that I look completely different compared to 6 months. I also look completely different compared to 1 year on T. I'd say a few eventful things happened within the past 3 months, which stopped me from filming my usual 1 year on T update video. It's okay, I'll delve into that a bit deeper, but for now, we're gonna celebrate. So yeah, I'm finally 1 year on T. We'll just pretend that this isn't 3 months later. Basically all the changes are still the same really, but yeah, I made it over 1 year on T. I can't believe it's actually happened. I remember saying in my 6 months on T, it's crazy how fast things have actually gone, but to be like over 1 year on T now, it's crazy. Like, I never thought that I'd get to this position. It seemed to be really slow, but it's so, like, it's amazing that it's finally happened. A few things happened after my 1 year on T. For example, I had my follow-up endocrinologist appointment with Dr. Coxon. That was the 31st of November, I believe. Everything was fine. I spoke to him a little bit about mental health and like my testosterone levels, but other than that, it was sort of like a check-in. He just sort of checks with the stuff that you rated yourself when you first went to see him just before starting testosterone. So I did that. That was all good. We agreed that I'd speak to my GP about my mental health because I was concerned that my testosterone levels were affecting my mental health, because a little bit of history basically, when I had my blood tests in September, they came back and they were super low. So they used to be 19 moles, they were 10, and I haven't had like 10 moles of testosterone since maybe 3 months on T. So I was getting visibly down. Like, I noticed that I wasn't myself and that my mental health was suffering. So I then increased my dose to 4 pumps of testosterone for about a month and a half. And then I was on too much and it all kind of went downhill from there. But I'll discuss that a bit later because that's a bigger portion of the video. We're just going to focus on all the changes now, comparing pre-T to 1 year on T. Yay. So the first change that I always speak about is my voice. Obviously, it's changed massively. Like, I can't believe how much it's changed and how deep it's got. I was always worried that it was just gonna sort of still be like high pitched, but with a little bit of bass. It's not. Like, it's completely deep. Like, my voice is deeper than some of my male friends, like my cis male friends. It's amazing. As I mentioned before in other videos, I feel a lot more assertive. It gives me a lot more confidence. I stand proud. I walk with my chest out. I approach people. I'm not scared to talk to people anymore. And it's crazy just how, like, one thing, obviously it's not a small thing, it's a massive thing, but it's crazy how one thing has given me so much confidence. I'm so happy. I used to hate the sound of my voice. I quite like the sound of my voice now. We're all guilty of it on Snapchat voice notes. I'm always listening to my voice back to see what it sounds like. But yeah, I love my voice now. So here's a comparison of my voice journey from pre-T all the way up until 1 year on T. This is my voice pre-T. This is my voice 1 month on T. This is my voice 2 months on T. This is my voice 3 months on T. This is my voice 4 months on T. This is my voice 5 months on T. This is my voice 6 months on T. This is my voice 7 months on T. This is my voice 8 months on T. This is my voice 9 months on T. This is my voice 10 months on T. This is my voice 11 months on T. This is my voice 1 year on T. And just so that you can notice the change since November, which was my 1 year, this is my voice 15 months on T. It's honestly, it's crazy how much has changed, but I love it. I'm just so much more happier in my body. Another major thing that has happened is facial hair. Now, I'm super excited. It's still the early stages, but obviously throughout the videos I was saying that, like, my mustache was growing in. It's now pretty visible. I don't know if you can see it now. I'm too far away from the camera to know, but I've noticed that it's visible just in person now. And also on this side of my neck, I've got a lot of facial hair growing in now. It just needs to get a bit thicker. For some reason though, it's all growing on this side and my right side is suffering. It's there a little bit, but I don't know. Obviously, like, facial hair doesn't grow equally like most hair, but it's gonna be a waiting game. Obviously, it's sort of still, it's at the stage where something could happen soon. Way past 1 year on T, but I knew that. Like, I didn't think I'd get any facial hair, to be honest, so I'm quite happy. So here's a comparison of what my moustache hair, or non-existent moustache hair, was like pre-T compared to now. As you can see, obviously it's a lot thicker. I can literally pull it completely. I'm quite tempted to shave it a little bit, but I'm gonna leave it until it looks really bad and then I'm gonna shave it. Because I don't know if any other trans people experience it. I think it's just like psychological in your head, but you think if you shave your hair, it's not gonna grow back. Obviously it is, but I just like to make sure that my comparisons are like a true representation of like what I've been going through, so that I've not shaved anything since I started this journey, because I thought it would be fun to see how I go through things naturally. There's obviously like a big difference there. A good thing to mention actually is my face in terms of the acne. I don't know like if you can remember, it's so long ago, but I suffered really bad with spots all around my nose. They're gone now, and the reason that they're gone is because I'm now on medication. I take a tablet once a day to clear up my acne, and then I also have this special cream at night which the doctor prescribed me, but I've been doing that for a while now and it seems to have cleared up massively. The only problem is the medication I'm on, you can only go on it for 3 months because then it becomes not as effective with antibiotics, so that's something I need to think about. But yeah, like, my skin's all cleared up. I suppose we could talk more about the face. Obviously eyebrows are a lot thicker. I've really noticed recently that my proudest feature in my body is my eyebrows. Like, you know, you ask like, what's the one thing you like about your body? Mine are my eyebrows. So yeah, my eyebrows obviously thicker. Something amazing that's happened, and I said it in my 6 months that I was excited for, is a jawline. Now, to be fair, I have lost a big portion of weight. I'll just give you a little back history on weight. So I weighed 85 kilograms just before I started testosterone, and then February last year I weighed myself. I was 90.6 kilograms and I weighed myself a month ago, and I am now 79 kilograms. My goal body weight has always been 80 kilograms. That's just under 12.5 stone, which is what, like, that's my goal weight. I know I'm never gonna be like 10 stone, but I don't want to be. And obviously factoring in the gym with the muscle, I'm getting towards my like summer body physique. I've always said I don't want a six-pack. I just want to look down and see that my stomach's flat with a, like, in a t-shirt. I just want a very toned dad bod. I don't want to be completely ripped. That's not a fun lifestyle really for me. Obviously I love the gym, but no, I don't want to be completely ripped. But yeah, my jawline, like, obviously I don't know what it looks like here, but that's my jawline. I'll insert some pictures where you can see it a bit more. I'd always notice, like, with a side profile picture, my face would just it would all blend into one, but now the jawline's coming in and I'm really happy about that. So that's another positive. Jawline, no acne, facial hair, it's going good in that department. It's going alright. In terms of other body hair, I've noticed that I've got quite a lot of hair, like, growing on my shoulders, which is something that's not that natural to me, but obviously that's what men get. It's fine. I just notice it, like, I'll just be like applying my testosterone and be like, oh, I've got hair on my shoulders now, and probably the top of my back. Other than that, I've not really noticed much. My leg hair, obviously there's way more than there was pre-T. I don't really notice anything different necessarily though. And my arm hair, again, it just seems to have just stopped. I just don't notice it really. I've taken photos after 6 months on T as well, so I'm gonna include those so you can just see the journey. It's not gonna be the biggest timeline ever because I'm useless and I kept forgetting to do update photos, and also I was at home where the lighting wasn't that good. Right now I'm in my uni house. I love it. It's such a cool room. I've got my flag, I've got my sloths. This one was a gift from Valentine's Day from my best friends because they felt sorry for me because I never have anyone on Valentine's Day, but it's all good. We're all good in the hood. So anyway, here's just some comparisons of my body hair, so arm hair and leg hair, pre-T, any other photos that I have of them. I'll timestamp them anyway, but yeah, enjoy. One slightly bad thing that I've noticed is my hairline. Now, it doesn't take a genius to realise, oh my god, Levi, you've cut all your hair off. That's mad. Like, it's not silver anymore. What's happened? Yeah, I've been wanting to cut my hair off like this for ages, but I wanted to make sure that my face matched the hair. I was always really nervous that I'd look too baby face or too feminine, but it's actually worked the opposite way. Everyone says that I actually look older. They say it fits my face structure more, so I've actually had it cut like this since December. I've had it cut twice, or if anyone, like, if you're wondering, I just get a skin fade and a 4 on top, and then it's all blended in, but it's so easily maintainable. But in terms of my hairline, yeah, it has receded. You can see here that it's receded. Not the biggest fan of that, but it's okay. If that's what has to happen, that's what's gonna happen. I've also noticed, I don't know if I've mentioned this before because I talk about it all the time, but in terms of hairline, before testosterone, my hairline was very sort of just straight. Now being on testosterone for over a year, I've noticed that your hair kind of goes like a V, so it's kind of like this and then it pulls back. I don't know if you can't really see because my hair's not really doing much, but I think that's just like most men have that. It's just sort of a different hairline. So yeah, that's an observation that I have made, which is again quite interesting. I didn't really know that before. I suppose it makes your face look more different. I don't really know, to be honest, but I like it. I don't really mind it receding as long as I don't lose my hair. It doesn't go bald, because unfortunately I have been getting grey hairs along here. They keep coming back and there's more each time I've cut my hair, but it's alright. I know I look okay with silver hair anyway, so if I do end up going grey early, I'm just gonna dye it. But yeah, it's strange going grey when not even 20. A 19-year-old has grey hair. Great. And in terms of like my skin, it still seems very, very oily. I don't know if you, like, my forehead's always shiny. At the end of the day, my skin's always oily. As soon as I wake up, I just feel really yucky and oily. Like, I don't have dry skin anymore, basically. I don't really know what's happened. I suppose it's just a continuation of the testosterone, really, because like I said before in the video, it was like that anyway. It's just got a bit worse. That might be down to the fact that I upped my dose to 4 pumps, and then when that was checked, that was 35 moles, so way over what it's meant to be. So I dropped that down. Yeah, my skin's oily. Don't really know why, but it's fine. It's literally natural. I just need to make sure to buy some more moisturizer because I'm useless and I keep forgetting when I go to the shops. I've also noticed that my energy, it plummeted. I remember saying how I used to have so much energy at night. I still sort of do. Like, I still can't go to bed early and then wake up at like 7. I'd be awake in the middle of the night. But in terms of energy, it's gone the opposite way. Like, I feel tired all the time. But again, I think that's probably got something to do with my mental health instead. I just thought I'd mention it. I just take naps all the time, really. Before filming this, I had a nap. It was a good nap and I needed it because I've just finished deadlines and exams, and yeah, I needed the nap. Feeling tired all the time, that's me now. So the exciting part for me, if you know me, I am gym obsessed. I am in that gym basically 5 days a week. I say basically because this past 2 weeks I just haven't been able to go due to deadlines, but I am in there all the time. I'm actually quite excited because a few of my friends have joined the gym as well, or are gonna join, so I'm gonna have more people to go with, because normally I only go by myself or with my mate, but he's not been in a while. But yeah, the gym. I joined the gym the last month before I came home, which was when I was 6 months on T. I started joining the gym. Now, I came home, couldn't join the gym throughout summer. Unfortunately, I also got COVID right at the start, actually. I went all the way through uni, avoided it completely, came home. The weekend I came home, I had it. It wasn't fun. I ended up basically isolating for an entire month because I came out of isolation, came home, and then went straight back into one. I mean, I did lose my smell and my taste, and it's still not the same, but I survived. I was fine. It wasn't a big deal. But because of that, I kind of lost all my energy. I lost all my strength. It really knocked it out of me. It took me about 3 months to recover from that. So I wasn't working out, or if I was, it was making me tired. I was sort of half-assing it, just doing what I wanted. So when I came back in September, I paid outright for a whole year's membership to the gym, and I really knuckled down and I started going all the time. And I've noticed around 11 months that I'd finally reached over my plateau. So I knew what weights I was lifting before leaving the gym, so I'm now exceeding that. I'm now being a lot better with my exercises. I'm more confident on deadlift. deadlift and things like that. Like, I've got a few New Year's resolutions. So one of them is to bench press my body weight. So that's 80 kilograms. I'm about halfway there, just over halfway. But unfortunately, every time I go into the gym, someone's on the bench press. So I've been doing dumbbell bench press for quite a while, but anyway, so that's one of my New Year's resolutions. But in terms of the gym, it's been amazing, really, in terms of how much my body has actually changed. When you start working out, it's really hard to notice how much different you look. I remember everyone says it, they're like, there's big guys in the gym and they'll be thinking, damn, I'm so small, like I'm not muscling at all. And I'm the same. I don't notice if I do look like I go to the gym or not. Everyone else says, yeah, Levi, you do look like that. But in my head, I'm still the little fatty that was like 17 years old, and I find it hard to distance myself from that because I look nothing like that anymore. But subconsciously, it's really in your head that you still look like that even though you don't. So I find it quite hard to notice changes. So I obviously take gym comparison pictures. But one of the things I've noticed is my shoulders, my traps. This is one of my goals, actually. My goal was always to be able to see my collarbone and have it all structured around so that you can see my muscle. And I finally reached that point where, like, my chest, I've worked my chest out so much that it's more muscly and there's a definition between my traps, my collarbone and my chest. Like, it looks natural, I look built, but still, I still fail to recognize what I actually look like because it's me. Yeah, I don't know if people experience the same thing, but anyway, I'll just insert like a few gym comparisons. There's so many. The only problem is I need to I've disregarded my legs a little bit because every time I go in and attempt to do legs, everyone's on the squat rack. I need to get back into that, but I was enjoying it. So here are just some comparisons of my biceps, my back, my chest. I can do my legs. It's crazy. My triceps, honestly, like, it's amazing to finally see the hard work that I've put in paid off. Like, I've been at the gym since I was 16, so nearly 4 years, which is mental. Like, everyone says that it's a long process, and I mean it is, but when you look at yourself in the mirror and you finally start to love who you're seeing, it's worth it. All the discipline, it just really does pay off. I say this to everyone, consistency is key. Obviously, you need to make sure you've got quite a good plan. For me, I do chest, shoulders, triceps, back and biceps, legs and abs. And I do those twice a week, potentially. Legs and abs I sort of only do once a week just because it's the big killer, because otherwise I'm working out 6 days a week, so I have 2 rest days a week normally. It's just crazy that I'm starting to actually like who I see. I've got a lot more confidence in the gym as well. I'm just loving it, really. It's not cringe because I really do believe this. So I always say, like, the gym, 100%, the gym is my therapy. I've been having a really hard time recently, and as soon as I get into the gym, my stress is just released. It's helped me so much through my transition in terms of letting all my anger out and just trying to better myself. And it doesn't harm anyone because you're letting your anger out whilst also making yourself better and fitter and more healthier. So honestly, if you know me, you know I'm always in the gym. It's been such a good journey, and I'm really happy that I forced myself to go to the gym. I'm such a better person for it as well. It makes me more productive. It's just so good, to be honest. Like, I'm really happy with it. So I don't necessarily want to put a downer on this video, but it's important. I'm always someone that says it's important to talk. So I'm going to explain what happened for the past 3 months, basically, because it's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, it should be spoken about, and I've had really great friends supporting me along the way as well. So just thought I'd show you that it's okay to speak about your feelings and that you're never alone, really. So when I started uni, obviously I've mentioned my testosterone levels were a bit up in the air, sort of not really where they should have been, up and down all the time. Now, in one of my modules, I took on a massive role. I became a producer, which basically means I was the big boss of the production. I was in charge of a crew. I was required to be organised. I was required to work quickly, efficiently, contact loads of different departments, get everything signed off so that we could shoot on a weekend, which was very stressful. And I got through it. Unfortunately, it did bring on some prolonged mental health issues. Now, I believe that this was happening anyway because unfortunately my dad passed away over 2 years ago. Now, that was just before COVID hit, and me and my family didn't really have enough time to grieve. So I'd say I never really got that space to really process it and to get away from it and try and, like, distance myself, I suppose, in a way. I moved to uni. I just wanted a new start. It was the best decision I've ever done. like, I love uni. I'm so happy here. I'm a completely different person. So yeah, I lost my dad 2 years ago. Obviously, I'm trans. That comes with its own mental health issues and just like insecurities and things like that. Obviously, work and stress, that brought it on as well, but also the time of the month it was, because it was leading up to Christmas, and I knew that this would be the first Christmas that all my family spent together, and my dad wouldn't be there because last Christmas COVID happened and we just weren't able to all meet. So I knew this was going to be a really special and important Christmas, and I was kind of worried, like I don't know what it's going to be like without my dad there. So all these feelings are in my head, exploding basically. And after I finished this project for my module, I don't even know what happened. I just became really anxious, really tired. I literally was physically shaking. I've never had it where I physically struggled to get out of bed. Like obviously you all don't want to get out of bed in the morning, but I was struggling. I've never had it where I've struggled so much to get in the shower and get up to uni. That was such a low point in my life. And luckily I've had great teachers supporting me. Basically what I'm trying to say is I did the questionnaires, and I also went to see my doctor, but I've been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I'd say depression a lot more than anxiety, but it's a strange one. For me, it was really hard to comprehend that this was actually going on. Like depression does run in my family, but I've never seen myself as having mental health issues. I think the problem with me not recognizing it is obviously because I'm trans, I've got a lot of gender dysphoria. For those of you that don't know, gender dysphoria basically means that you feel uncomfortable in your body. It's the diagnosis basically. It just means that your brain doesn't match up with your body and you feel really uncomfortable, like your skin's crawling and things like that. Like it's not fun. But because I have gender dysphoria, obviously all my mental health has sort of been disguised within that, because I hate my body anyway, and I have these feelings about myself anyway, so I couldn't recognize to split that apart from my mental health until recently. Obviously I'm 1 year on T. I've sort of been able to just sort of take a step aside from my transition and realize, Levi, you do have other problems. They're absolutely fine. Like they're not, I hate calling them problems, but you do have other mental health, I can't think of a word. Anyway, but you do have other concerns surrounding your mental health. So I was able to finally, you know, pluck up the courage, speak to someone, and it's been going better since. I was prescribed sertraline. Yeah, that was hell. The first 2 months of sertraline, absolute hell. I felt sick, I felt so tired, I just didn't want to do anything. Luckily, I started sertraline and then I went home for Christmas, so I'd escaped the uni side of things and stress and work, but I'd come home and I just didn't want to do anything. Christmas was lovely and it was really nice to see my family again and be surrounded by everyone, and it was a good time. Like, it was a little bit sad, but it was lovely. I had a good time. But then after Christmas, I stayed at home for a long time. I went home for at least a month, because the way my uni works, I don't actually start second study block until like the 24th of Jan, so I was able to stay home for quite a while. And in that time of staying home and trying to better myself, I became really bad. I just slept all day. I hardly ate because I still felt sick. I was tired all the time. I did try and go out on walks and meet people. I also joined the gym on like a 4-week membership, so I was going to the gym, but I didn't go that often. But every time I went, obviously it was really good, but I just was not in a good position, and my mum refused to bring me back to uni until she thought I'd be okay. Luckily, obviously I was, because here I am now, but it took a long time, and it's okay that it took a long time. I think I needed that space to feel that bad, because I'd come off of one module and I was behind in my other two, and I didn't really have any space to breathe and process what I'd been through and what my mind and brain was going through. So I just used that space to just really sit back, relax, chill, spend some time with my family, and then I came back here, and I can now happily say that it's getting a lot better. I've been prescribed sertraline for 6 months, and then I'm going to have a review appointment to see where I'm at. Some days I still just don't feel like getting up or going in, but I'm forcing myself to go into uni, and as soon as I get in, I'm like, wow, why was I so nervous or anxious, or just why did I not want to come in? Like, it was absolutely fine. But also I have learned to prioritize my own mental health. That's another one of my New Year's resolutions. So I did miss out on 1 full day of uni, but it was better for me in the long run, because I was starting to become a bit overwhelmed. My body needed time to relax, and I've been a better person for it. So I just need to take time to realize when I need to prioritize myself over my work, because I fall into the trap of wanting to be perfect at everything, and I'm always looking for the highest grade. I don't ever want to, I'd say, like half-ass things. I still find it really difficult to not put in 110% effort, even though that's going to affect me in the long run, but that's who I am. But I've just been learning to just be a lot more open about my mental health. I'm also currently doing online therapy that Outlook Southwest have offered me, which teaches me how to deal with my stress and anxiety, and it's CBT, so it's active, it's stuff that I can actually use further on. I wanted to notice when I was getting bad and get myself out of that, because in terms of like my mental health, I was able to recognize that I was in a bad place and I did seek help, but I want to know myself how I can improve on my own mental health and make sure that I don't ever get that bad again, because it wasn't fun, but that's life really. So that's basically the update. That's why I'd never filmed my video. That's why this is so super late. It's okay though. I was expecting mental health issues. That's one of the reasons why I went on the gel as well instead of injections. That's one thing I got asked by Dr. Coxon as well, was if I wanted to continue on gel or get injections, and I have continued on gel because it just keeps the constant levels of testosterone stable. I think it wouldn't be a good idea to inject myself and then have like a high peak where I'm feeling amazing and then like a low level, because I don't think that would coincide with my depression very well. So I'm still currently sticking on my testo gel. It's going okay. That's an update of basically where I'm at. I'm sorry, this is probably really boring to be honest. I don't really know. I've learned to just speak a lot more openly about things that are important to me, so that's obviously why I've spoken so openly about my own mental health, in hopes that someone will see this and realise that it is okay to be struggling, or it is okay to feel like that. And all my other changes as well. It's been crazy, like honestly, I can't believe I'm sat here over a year on testosterone. Thank you so much for genuinely all your love and support. I get so many messages saying, oh well done, oh my god, your voice is getting deeper and deeper. I've had people that know my mum say how beneficial it's been for them to understand, and also that their children are going through sort of the same things as me, and it's a good resource to turn back to. My goal right now is just to keep creating content that inspires people. One of my videos that I produced for one of my university modules, I'm actually going to enter into an LGBTQ film festival, so hopefully that will go in and maybe win some prizes. Also, I'm going to be working with a fantastic charity soon. If you are interested in any more updates surrounding my gender transition, I do have an Instagram. It's @translevi. I'll pop it there and in the description. To be honest, I've been super inactive on it, but back now I'm going to be active on it, so just feel free to drop me a message if you want to discuss anything, or leave anything down in the comments. Honestly, I'm super grateful for everyone's support and for you taking your time to watch this video. I know I talk for England. Honestly, if you knew how long it takes for me to edit these, it's crazy. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I look forward to seeing you when I upload another video.